Now, the next topic is database users. These database users are two types: actors on the screen and workers behind the screen. These database users are mainly two types: workers on the screen and workers behind the screen. In the actors on the screen are users who actively and directly interact with the database, while programmers, users are directly interact with the who are using the database directly. These are called actors on the screen. Okay, while the second thing, workers behind the screen are those who are maintaining and manage the database system but don't typically interact with the database typically. Actors including database administrators, system analysts, application programmers and end users. These are the actors on the screen and who use the database to retrieve or modify data for their jobs, while workers behind the screen including designers who focus the system structure and keep up. Okay, in the actor on the screen, these are four types. First one is database administrator, shortly called as DBA, and system designer, and end users, system analysts, and also the application programmers. Application programs are also called as software engineers. And workers behind the scene, these are three types. One is system designers and implementers, and next one tool developers and operations and maintenance of and personnel. Okay, in database administrator, in actors on the screen, database administrator, any large any large organization, we might have many resources and always need a main person or a chief person, or manage to these resources. Okay, any large organization, any colleges, universities, railway reservation counters, any database applications might for this database administrator must need. Okay, similarly, in the database is a primary environment. Okay, database and related softwares is the second resources. Responsibilities of a database administrator is administrating these primary and secondary resources. Administrator these primary and secondary resources, administrating these resources. And the next one, authorization. He is the authorizer for these users and users, analyst users. They giving access to the database, and also coordinating and monitoring to use of database. Okay, acquiring hardware. What is the need of any software requirement, any hardware requirement? He will arrange that requirement. Okay, the next. Actors on the screen. The second one is database designer. Database designer. Okay, these database designer responsibilities are identifying the data to store in the database. The designer is a choosing the appropriate structure to represent and store data. Communicating with the database, users are understand their requirements and design the database. What are the need of the users? He will arrange and communicating with the users, and he will design and rectify that requirements. Okay, these database designer discuss with the group of users. Already we explained this one. The next one, the third one is end users. End users people whose jobs require to access the database for querying, updating, generating reports. Okay, so in this end users, several categories are there. First one is casual end user. Access data occasionally. These casually end users access the data occasionally. Occasionally means mm, occasionally means very higher officials. So, these users are using sometimes not regularly using. The next thing is Navi or parametric end users, constantly querying and updating database using. The next one, connected transactions, standard type of queries and updates. The example, railway reservation counter. The next one is sophisticated end user. These sophisticated end users, also called as engineers, scientists, business analysts, are called sophisticated end users. The next one is standalone users. Standalone users, these are maintaining personal database. This is not require any organization. These are own database, ready-made program packages they are using, like Tally, like that. Okay, the next one is system analysts and application programmers. System analysts means determine the requirement of the end user. For that, he will develop and specify connected transactions. The next, application programmers. Application programmers of they what he developed, that he will test and debugging the document and maintain these connected transactions. Okay, now we discuss workers behind the screen. These are already we discussed three types are there. One is system designers and implementers. The next one tool developer. The last one is operators and maintenance personnel. The first one is system designers and implementers. Design and implement DBMS modules, interact as a package. Interfaces as a packages. Okay, next one is tool developer. Person who designed and implement tools like software packages. Operators and maintenance personnel, responsible for actual running and maintenance of hardware and software. What are the requirement and what are the requirement of the maintenance? So he will check operators, maintenance personnel. Okay, these are the uh, users of the database. Okay, I hope you are understood. Thank you.